earlier in the quick search video, I showed what your search might look like if after you limit, you still have 15,000 results coming from all sorts of different disciplines. And I said I would show you how to choose databases that are specific to the discipline your topic is in to help you narrow your search down. So to do that, on the library homepage, we're going to click this Find Databases link. Oh my, that is not what it's supposed to look like. And this does happen with formatting sometimes. Try a refresh or try a different browser. And I'm going to keep this in the video to show you that things don't always go right the first time. So if something looks funny, close it out and try again. But from here, you can change the all subjects drop down to health and human services, for instance, which is what we're going to do. But maybe your topic is more in education, or maybe your topic is more in psychology. And there are other discipline drop downs that you can choose from here. We'll choose health and human services and see that there are some best bets kind of pulled out for you. And the one that I'm going to show right now is CINAHL Plus. This stands for Nursing and Allied Health. We'll click on that and it should open in a new tab. There we go. And this search interface might look familiar to you because we get a lot of databases from a vendor called EBSCO. So we can click on Choose Databases and you can see all of these different databases we get. So when you are chatting with us or when you are connecting with me to make an appointment, or even when you're just documenting your search strategy, I want to encourage you to not call this EBSCO host. This is CINAHL. It's the Nursing and Allied Health database that we happen to get from EBSCO, but other libraries might get it from other vendors. And so that way you begin to be able to keep track of your search methodology and explain to others how you got the information you found, which is kind of the next level of doing research. So on this initial search page, you can see if we scroll down, there's a ton of limiter options. And I like to wait to use these until we have our search results. And I do that because there's nothing more disappointing than when you do your search and do all these perfect limiters and dates and everything and get 0 results back. So I like to cast a wide net to start and then limit down. So just like in our earlier search, we'll put young people, and I've done this one before, as you can see, and perceptions, and older adults. And one thing to point out when you're looking at this is we have this and, but there's also or not. So in this database, unlike the quick search and unlike Google, you are putting in specific terms and not a whole sentence, and you are using these operators. So I want peanut butter and jelly on my sandwich. It's kind of my silly example that I use, but the articles that come back in our search result need to have younger people and perceptions and older adults all in the text of the article. You could do or. So you could say younger people or and put older people here and then put perceptions down here. So I don't really care if it's about younger people or older people, but as long as it has one of those and the word perception. Or you could do not. Sometimes that's helpful if your topic is cross-disciplinary and you want to make sure that you don't get some other disciplines articles. And so those are some operators here for you to choose. And then over here, when it says select a field, that is just a general keyword search. There's all sorts of different types of searches. You could know the author's name and want to just put the author's name in there. You could put an age group, but these are also things we can limit further down when we look at our search results. So we're going to keep them all as keywords right now and press search. So now that this search has come up, there are 223 results. That's substantially different from the quick search, as you can see. So even though I said at the beginning, we're going to cast a wider net by not using our limiters, it's still a much smaller set of results than our quick search results. So again, just like in the quick search, we could limit to just academic journals. So it looks like there's a couple dissertations and a couple continuing education credit um, pieces here in our search. So because there's only those couple things, I'm not going to, but you could totally click there. You can use this date slider and drag it to wherever, and that will reset our results. So now we have 97. And the other thing to differentiate this search from our quick search is that in this database, the algorithm is very specific to these terms we put here. They're not going to be pulling as many synonyms, if any. And it's, so if we use the word perceptions, we are going to expect the article to have the word perception. So we could put or views, and that would change our search. So if we did that, let's try that. And our search has more results than the 97. In this case, it does keep our dates, unlike the quick search did. So that makes sense, right? We expect to have more because we're saying the article could have the word perceptions or it could have the word views. So that's one way to expand your search. So as we look here, I like to jot down some subject terms that I might want to use. So ageism, okay, that might be something I could use instead of perceptions, young people's perceptions. Perhaps that's just ageism. Contradictory views, okay, older people. Okay, you can see that in this search result, we do have more of other types of results coming in than just our articles, but that's okay. We'll just skip over those. Adults aged 50 or plus, okay. Intergenerational, that's another keyword I might write down. Let's see. Age differences, okay. Age attitudes. So those are all things that I would personally look at. Now, while we're looking at these results, you can see a few differences in them. So this one, for instance, has full text at NAU as a link. But this one down here says linked full text. It just has to do with how we get the article for you. So way back when you watched the quick search video, I said it was a tool to help you search across all of the materials we own. There are, of course, going to be journals that publish articles that we do not purchase because they either aren't as relevant for us, aren't in a package we get. There's a lot of different reasons. So in CINAHL, we are going to find things in our search results that we do not have immediate access to for that reason, but we can get them for you from another library. So if I click on full text at NAU, one of two things will happen. It's going to open up another tab. It's going to look like that quick search result that we saw before. But here, instead of saying view it, where there was a link for us to get the article, this says how to get it. And it says request from document delivery. Document delivery is the service we have where we will get articles for you for free from another library. So we'll click on request from document delivery. Again, you may have to log in and it will pull up your account. And it has some information pre-populated for us, but unfortunately, not everything came over. So we'd have to go back over here and find the article author. Looks like Joanna McFarlane. And paste that in here. And then the journal title. The journal is Quality and Aging. And oops, we will, those pesky Zoom controls pop down in my way. There we go. And Quality and Aging, and then we would go ahead and submit the request. Once you do that, we will try to get the article for you from another library, and you will get an email letting you know that we have a PDF of the article for you to download. So that can take sometimes between a few hours to a few days, depending on how new the article is, what other libraries have access to it, and whatnot. So I always recommend that you start this initial phase of research early to go ahead and request some articles if you need them. So now that we've talked a little bit about getting materials from other libraries, we can come back here and look at some other tools that are available in this search interface. So you can see there's some other limiters over here. Maybe instead of typing younger adults and older adults, maybe we want to just really make sure that the author of our article looked at people who are, particularly 65 and older, instead of just kind of guessing that they used the word older adults in their article. We could filter out foreign language articles if there were any, and if there were a lot. Usually I don't do that if there's only a few. We could look by geography. So in the United States only, for instance, or compare, are perceptions different in the United States than they are in some other, perhaps we choose Europe. So those are some options for you. You can also see that over here, there is a little folder that's similar to the push pin that we looked at in the quick search. So you could add it to a folder, and right over here, there's a temporary folder that will show up while you have this page open in your browser. Then you could go here to the folder view, and you could click on this and email the information to yourself. You could email it to someone in your group, or someone else who might be interested in it, but those are some options of things you can do. I want to caution you that with two things. One, this page, our search, will time out after a little bit. So if you do the search and leave it open and walk away to go to class, when you come back, it might be gone. The other thing is that this URL here in the bar at the top is session specific. The same thing, it times out and it's not going to be useful anymore. So if you wanted to share this article with somebody, or this search, you could go here to share and copy and paste this permalink. This is a link URL that is not going to time out and go away. Same thing when you click on the article, you have over here a permalink option to create a permalink to this article to send to yourself, or to send to somebody else, or to send to me in an email or on chat to show the person who's on chat with you. So those are some additional power user type tips and tricks for using CINAHL or any of our EBSCOhost-based databases. So we do have some psychology, general, we have some education, we have sociology, and some other options in here.